was 2 months ago when cruiserweight and St. John's University student Seamus McDonagh had his last test. May is final exams time in college. In the ring, it was a 10-round test for McDonagh. In his first 13-ring test, Seamus had done very well. He'd studied hard with his trainer and got high marks. There was room for improvement, but the grades for the up-and-coming McDonagh looked good. Then came the 10-round test against Mike Peake on May 12th. This time, Seamus McDonagh failed. Peake had too much quickness, and his non-stop running, which McDonagh failed to slow down, frustrated Seamus. And he still has a bad feeling when he thinks about that night in May when he failed that 10-round test against Mike Peake.
First I get mad when I think about it, then I get frustrated to think that a guy can get in the ring with you and he's supposed to fight and he can run for the whole fight and they give him the fight. So I'm just thinking, what would happen if I stood in the middle of the ring and just stood there, didn't run after him? There'd be no fight at all. You know, if you have a fight in the street, which I very rarely have them, but you have a fight in the street, what happens if the guy runs away? They call him a coward. So what would you call a guy that runs away in the ring? He should be called a coward too.
But end result is it still is a loss on your record. It's a blemish on your record.
It's a blemish on my record when you look up my record, but to me it's a learning experience. And I think I learned more from that fight than the previous 13 or 12 fights. And I know for the future it'll just help me, only benefit me. It can't do me any harm.
So now you have to wonder if Seamus McDonagh has learned his lesson and if he can correct the mistakes he made last time.
I've worked my footwork a lot, cutting off the ring for when I do get in close, and I'm just going to be not as aggressive. I was just too aggressive in the last fight, and it doesn't pay. It's the only sport I know where you can be not be aggressive at all and still win the fight.
Your body attack was not in evidence in the Peake fight. Is it something that needs to be worked on, needs to be improved, you need more of?
I'm going to concentrate on the body a lot more. I realize that they're long fights, they're 10-round fights, and in the end it may not look too good in the first couple of rounds, the first 3 or 4 rounds when you're working to the body, but they'll show in the end.
Is there any loss of confidence after?
No, I'm twice as confident now as I was before. I'm going to become world champion someday. I'm more aggressive. I'm going to knock this guy out.
The man, Seamus McDonagh, set to step into the ring, and the man he hopes to knock out is Vince Hopper, who also lost to Mike Peake and was frustrated by Peake's running. But Vince Hopper, 14-3-2 with 7 knockouts, has proven he can be very tough. He was here in New York, March 17th. It was St. Patrick's Day. He took on the tough Chris Reed and showed he could withstand Reed's power and showed some power of his own. The other thing he showed was good defense. He frustrated Reed by making him miss, and he countered well in that fight. And Vince Hopper showed staying power. In the 10th round, it was Hopper who was the fresher of the 2 fighters. And by winning the late rounds, he won 4 of the last 5 rounds on one judge's card, 3 of the last 4 on another judge's card. He came out with a draw in Chris Reed's home ring.
If he gives that kind of movement tonight, he just may beat McDonagh if McDonagh did not learn as he says he did. We'll have to see.
Man from Michigan in the ring, Vince Hopper. So is Ed Darian, our ring announcer, and he'll introduce both fighters to you.
Ladies and gentlemen, this next bout is scheduled for 10 rounds, and it's in a cruiserweight division. The referee is Johnny Colon. And now, boxing fans, introducing the principals. First, in the blue corner, wearing the blue trunks with the white trim. He tipped in at 175½ pounds. This gentleman has 14 wins, 3 losses, 2 draws, with 7 knockouts. All the way from the Motor City of Detroit in the state of Michigan. Ladies and gentlemen, here is Vince Blue Thunder Hopper. Hopper. And his opponent in the red corner, wearing the green trunks with the white trim. He weighed in at an even 178 pounds. This young man has 12 wins, 1 loss, 1 draw, with 9 knockouts. a native of County Mayo, Ireland, and now residing in Brooklyn, New York, and is currently attending St. John's University in Jamaica, Queens, New York. Ladies and gentlemen, here is Seamus McDonagh.
Crowd favorite, Seamus McDonagh. 9 knockouts in his 14 professional fights. Vince Hopper with 7. Hopper has fought twice since the draw with Chris Reed in March. He lost to Mike Peake in Sterling Heights, Michigan in 8-round decision, and then he came back and stopped John Moore in Allen Park on May 21st. Seamus McDonagh, 3rd fight this year for him. 7-round knockout over Raymond Gonzalez March 17th, and then the loss to Mike Peake on May the 12th.
You know, in this fight, Seamus McDonagh looks like he's really trained hard. The waist has come in, the upper body has come out a little bit. He's shaped more like a V. He really learned his lesson, I think. He's not going to take anybody lightly ever again. Not that I really think that he took Peake that lightly, but he's determined now. He has something to prove.
Word from the post-fight interviews on Lenny LaPaglia. He said he was not in shape, did not train well, and took Art Jimerson too lightly. End result, big loss for Lenny LaPaglia.
Well, his trainer, Bobby Cassidy, has been away. And because of that, he really was doing some of the training himself. But that's not to make excuses.
No.
You're a professional fighter. You should be in shape. And it was a big win for Jimerson. And let me just say that his record is not 10-5. It's 10-2 with 5 knockouts. He was all over me in that ring as I was saying 10-5. It's 10-2. Let's not get Jimerson mad.
The only 2 losses were by decision, and he really showed well. After that, this fight right now is a waltz. No one throwing punches here. And now Seamus McDonagh tries to get things going.
Vince Hopper likes it if you lay on the outside against him. That way he could peck away with a long jab and a long right hand. And he moves back just enough. He slides. He doesn't run. And he's got a very decent chin. But McDonagh, if he wants to win this fight, is going to have to cut the ring off, is going to have to put the pressure on, and look for the body and land shots.
In the fight against Chris Reed, it was Reed who won the early round. Hopper withstood Reed's power and then came on strong in the second half of the fight. Be interesting to see how this one goes. Hopper showed Reed a lot of movement, but not the same type of movement that Mike Peake showed to Seamus McDonagh. No knockdown, a slip. Hopper gives you a lot of circle movement.
See, McDonagh walking in, trying to cut that ring off, but he's got to move the hands. And he just did that.
Coming to the end of round 1. And Seamus McDonagh in the green trunks. Vince Hopper in the blue. And though Seamus McDonagh doesn't feel he lost that fight against Mike Peake, saying that Peake ran all night, I thought Peake fought a very smart fight that night, Randy. Peake did the damage he had to do. Time called here with tape hanging down on the right glove of Seamus McDonagh.
In New York State, I'd like to see the referee start carrying around a scissors in his back pocket with the tape in his pocket. That way, if it happens, he quickly can just reach in and do it himself.
And getting back to that Peake fight, I just thought that Peake was very smart, very quick. He was faster than Seamus McDonagh.
You know, there were times that night when Peake really did run. I mean, it wasn't boxing, it was running. But for the most part, he did box. He got in, he scored, he got out, he won the fight.
Hopper showing that side-to-side movement to Seamus McDonagh. Be interesting to see if McDonagh gets frustrated in this fight, if Hopper can continue to do that.
Seamus taking some liberties, dropping that left hand. I think what he's trying to do is make Hopper open up.
Hopper is not a lead fighter. He's a counterpuncher. And McDonagh is trying to, who is also a counterpuncher, is trying to get Hopper to start leading.
A lot of thinking is going on in there, and compared to the last fight, nothing is going on. But quite frankly, these guys, it's a real chess match now, trying to bait the other man into making a mistake.
Seamus McDonagh did get a glancing right hand in. Johnny Colon cautioning the fighters to watch their heads. Good jabs used by Hopper.
See, Hopper will give you just enough movement. He doesn't run from you, but he slides a lot, steps back, pops the jab, and then steps back again. Watch, he'll throw the jab now. Oh, is he waiting? They're both waiting. And then he steps back again.
That's a round that Hopper may have stolen by using that jab, by pecking away. McDonagh has gotten in a couple of combinations, but not all that much. End of round 2. This program is authorized by Madison Square Garden Productions Incorporated solely for the entertainment of our audience. Any publication, rebroadcast, or other use of the pictures, descriptions, and accounts of this event, including the imposition of a charge for viewing the program without the expressed written consent of Madison Square Garden Productions Incorporated, is prohibited. In the corner of Vince Hopper, our next fight night at the Felt Forum 2 weeks from tonight, July 28th, when Michael Dynamite Dokes, who fought on the live card here at the Felt Forum the night of the fight between Michael Spinks for the heavyweight championship and Mike Tyson. Michael Dokes will take on Manuel de Almeida. Ronaldo Snipes will be on the card, and Chris Reed will be back. Should be a good night of boxing, so join us for fight night at the Felt Forum 2 weeks from tonight. That night in the live card at Madison Square Garden's main arena, Michael Dokes stopping Andrew Stokes in the first round. That night, Mike McCallum with a good performance, and Saul Manby,
Oh my goodness,
incredibly giving Glenwood Brown quite a lesson that night.
called taking a man to school. The old man, Grandpa, just moved around this big ring, popped, and just pecked away to a decision. And we'll have to see if Glenwood Brown learned from that fight the way we think that McDonagh, the way he claims he's learned from that loss against Pete. See, those are just scoring shots. McDonagh doing nothing in return.
And though he talked about increasing his body attack outside of the, some shots on the inside during the clinches, Seamus McDonagh has really not opened up a body attack against Vince Hopper and has not worked inside at all.
While there's plenty of room between them, we just want to say hello to a few people having Thursday night fight night parties. Joe and Maria becoming a very popular thing, the fight night party. And Ira and Stan and Neil all having fight night parties, and all the women involved too now. They know more about the fights than the guys.
You're checking up on the list of who's having a party so you can go there afterwards, right? And watch the tapes.
Can't believe it. They haven't even invited you and I.
Vince Hopper, 26 years old, born in Detroit, done most of his fighting in Michigan.
Seamus trying on the inside to get that body attack going, but you notice every time he gets close, Hopper holds on. Seamus got frustrated against Peak. Will he get frustrated tonight? See, once again, Hopper made a real effort to grab and hold on.
Hopper has fought Mike Peak twice, both times in Sterling Heights, Michigan. The first time was a 6-round draw, the second time an 8-round loss. Both fighters opening up and swinging wildly and missing. Hopper moving away and popping the jab. And McDonagh, trying to land some big punches, has missed. Sam Rosen and Randy Gordon ringside here at Madison Square Garden's Felt Forum. This is fight night at the Felt Forum. In the ring, cruiserweights, Seamus McDonagh in the green trunks, Vince Hopper in the blue. This is round 4, scheduled for 10.
McDonagh,
and still to come, excuse me, Randy,
sorry,
is our
Sam.
main event. Bobby Joe Young taking on Ali Salam, a scheduled 10-round welterweight bout.
That's
now,
going to be
Randy.
I'm sorry. That's going to be another interesting chess match. This one is one of these chess matches which seem to go like 24 straight games and for days and days and days. But McDonagh, I think, is starting to find the range. He led off with a right hand and came upstairs with a left hook. Now, if he can continue to do that, he's got something.
Sharp jab by McDonagh. All right, let's check scorecards through 3 rounds.
I've got Hopper in the lead, and I really think that McDonagh's got to put the pressure on. He's starting to pick up the pace. You see him walking through there, throwing the punches. That's what he's got to do. Put his hands together.
More of that, forcing Hopper to tie him up. As long as he lets Hopper pop away there and pick away at him, he runs the risk of being outpointed. And again, swinging that big hook for the head. He has not gone to the body at all. I've got Hopper ahead 2-1 also.
Yeah, there's that jab. McDonagh then got in with a few scoring shots of his own. And McDonagh certainly is doing some different things. You notice as Hopper is trying to reach out and grab him, he doesn't have the quickest hands in the world. So McDonagh is quickly trying to punch right through that grab.
But this is one of those fights, if it continues this way, Hopper moving out of the way of trouble, he can pick away at McDonagh. By the end of the night, Seamus may not have a mark on him and wind up losing the fight and say, hey, how did I lose this fight? But it's because of Hopper doing this. Just making him look bad, making him look awkward, making him swing and miss, and pecking away with the jab. Good work by McDonagh for that right hand. But still no body attack from Seamus McDonagh. That time it looked like Seamus almost hit McDonagh, hit Hopper with an elbow.
And there is some blood, and I do believe that Hopper is cut maybe on the top of the head, under the hairline.
Coming to the end of round 4.
Well, you're the kind of man that likes to do things your own way. And you can bet it's right when you get through. Ooh, there's a few that always fits right in your hand. 'Cause you're a bud man, and this bud's for you. Oh, you do. This bud's for you.
Some of New York's finest teachers aren't teachers. They're like you, people in business, people who can teach kids things they can never learn in school. All it takes is giving a kid a summer job and showing that kid what you know. So how about it? Call 888-JOBS and hire a kid for the summer. You'll not only get a terrific kid to help you, you'll feel terrific helping a kid. Come on, teach a kid what school can't. Give a kid a summer job.
Round 5 scheduled for 10. And this fight for Vince Hopper is going very similarly to the Chris Reed fight And probably a little better for Hopper in that McDonagh is not as aggressive as Reed was in that fight.
Right, Reed put on a lot more pressure. At times, McDonagh shows signs that he wants to start getting close, but he doesn't. He keeps laying back. See, there he jumped back.
Been 10 rounds before, and he went against a tough fighter in Chris Reed. He won on one judge's scorecard, 6-4, lost on another 7-3, and the third judge had it 5-5. We had Reed ahead on our cards, but Hopper coming from out of town, winning, and he's doing some good work on the inside. McDonagh loading up and missing with the big punches. And part of that is frustration. He wants so badly to land that big punch that he's swinging and missing.
Well, that's what he started doing against Mike Peake. He figured, well, I'm not going to be able to hit him with a combination. Let me start loading up. And I wonder if he's doing it here.
And no body shots at all.
He should be planting those shots on the arms, on the midsection, anywhere he can get his shots in, on the biceps. See, this gets to be a borderline right now. Is Hopper boxing or is he running?
Well, I think he's moving. I think he's boxing. I think he's fighting a very smart fight.
It's borderline, but I still think he's boxing. Seamus McDonagh will call this running.
No, he's making McDonagh miss. He's pecking away with the jab. He's frustrating him. In a couple of rounds from now, it might be Hopper taking charge of the fight by using this kind of tactic.
The way you got to look at things, if the man is hitting you, he's hittable too.
Sharp jab lands by McDonagh, but he doesn't follow.
That low left of Hopper's is so tempting. You wonder if McDonagh just has thoughts of launching an overhand right.
There's a good combination by McDonagh. The best of the fight. It rocked Hopper back. Blood coming down from the nose of Vince Hopper as we head for the end of round 5. Scheduled for 10. Close fight. Cruiserweights. Seamus McDonagh and Vince Hopper. Blood still flowing from the nose of Vince Hopper.
And there may be a slight nick around the left eye of Seamus McDonagh. No, it's more than a nick. That's a cut. Well, Hopper's got a real good chin, and he showed it in the Chris Reed fight. He got stung several times, stayed on his feet. Near the end of the last round, he got stung by Seamus McDonagh and weathered it. Hopper's been down only once in his career. That was in his third fight. Kelly Croy knocked him down. He got up to decision Croy in 4 rounds.
Those heads banged together hard.
Yeah, Hopper took the worst of that one.
McDonagh's real good move. Slipped the punch, moved inside. Very well. The right hand, no knockdown, sends Johnny Colin. He rules the slip. The right hand to the chest had sent Hopper backwards. McDonagh landing a little more frequently here.
He's putting that pressure on, and Hopper is slowing down just a bit, which is starting to turn this fight in favor of McDonagh.
McDonagh with a look of confidence on his face. And Hopper just a little bit unsteady at this point.
I still think Seamus is looking for that one bomb instead of trying to put his punches together.
And trying to take apart his opponent, a lunging, big swinging left hook.
And he just did it there, as you were mentioning it. And he's going to the head too many times. Let him go to the body more. The body and the arms. See, he's throwing those shots. If he was aiming those shots at the body, they'd be getting there. They'd be landing somewhere.
Time winding down in the 6th round. Now here's where Hopper went down. You watch in the insert. Came after that combination.
That was an iffy. The right hand certainly got through, but I think what happened was Seamus McDonagh may have stepped on the toes of Hopper.
This is round 7.
That's a pretty decent left jab owned by Hopper, but you notice that he drops it every time he throws it. And I'm really surprised McDonagh's not taking advantage of timing it. But the right hand of Hopper is nothing more really than a slapping right hand. Out of every 10 right hands he throws, maybe one is a solid straight punch right from the shoulder.
As I felt in the Chris Reed fight, when I felt Reed had won, and it turned out to be a draw, I still get the feeling about Vince Hopper. He just doesn't do enough to win the fight. He just really doesn't go out to win the fight.
Seamus McDonagh just threw a right hand designed to win the fight, but Hopper just made enough of a move to get out of the way of it.
Hopper does do some smart things. He's got that good jab, and he keeps up that good side-to-side movement around and around.
He certainly is living up to his last name, Hopper, because that's what he's doing in this. Left and right and up and down and in and out. You never know which way it's going to go. See? Look at him hop. That was a nice scoring shot by McDonagh. Should be doing a lot more of that.
Fans getting a rest after that war between LaPaglia and Jimerson.
I think they needed a rest, actually.
Glancing left hook off the chin of Vince Hopper. And again, McDonagh loading up for the big punch.
And just missing one more time.
But McDonagh showing a lot of confidence, not showing signs of frustration. He's been very patient. The only thing he hasn't done is thrown body shots. Time winding down in the 7th round. Round 8 scheduled for 10. Let's go to the scorecards of Gordon and Rosen. Check out. What do you think, Randy?
5 rounds McDonagh, 2 rounds for the hopping man, Vince Hopper.
Well, we've been in agreement in this one. McDonagh, though a couple of the rounds, I guess, from 4 through 7 are fairly close, because you can't say that either fighter really showed all that much.
Hopper's starting to do what, on my card, won him in the 2nd and 3rd rounds, and that's put those punches together. Even if they're pity-pat shots, he's putting them together. Left, right, left, right.
Our producer, John Gallagher, kept score of Seamus McDonagh's body shots in the fight against Mike Peake, and he counted 9. In this fight, I bet he's counted 0. Or maybe 1 or 2. Now, there was one to the chest.
Referee Johnny Coleman got himself painted in a corner there. Not so nimble on his feet.
And there's Here's a case where McDonagh had Hopper near the corner against the ropes and didn't do anything with it. I think he should have gone inside, worked him over to the body at least, rather than give him the center of the ring again.
You're right, because whenever Hopper gets in the middle of the ring, that's when he controls the fight. He controls the pace of it, and the pace of it is what he doesn't like. He wants a slow pace. McDonagh wants it to pick up.
But he's got to be the one to do it, and he really hasn't been doing it.
Then he just let Hopper escape to the middle one more time. And again. Hopper is a tricky fighter.
Oh, he's cute.
I'm not talking how he looked. I mean, he's a tricky fighter, Sam. Hopper, who's 26 years old, started boxing as an amateur at 17, won 23 out of 30 amateur bouts, most of them by decision.
A quick right hand by Hopper. McDonagh answers back with that left-right combination. End of round 8. Round 9 scheduled for 10. No knockdowns. Haven't been close to any. Seamus McDonagh in the green, Vince Hopper in the blue. A very important fight for Seamus McDonagh, having lost his last one 2 months ago.
These are 2 very important rounds. I think if Seamus McDonagh wins either one, on my card, he's going to win the fight. If Hopper takes both of the rounds, you've got a real interesting finish.
Swelling under the left eye of Vince Hopper. And redness. And he'll have quite a shiner tomorrow morning. Did I say the left eye? I meant the right eye.
Yeah, I don't know if that's more of a shiner or that's a cut.
There's a little nick under there, but it's black and blue. The swelling is growing steadily and the eye closing.
I wonder if Seamus is going to go headhunting even more now, which he's been doing since the beginning of the fight. A lot of times when a man sees that on his opponent, all he wants to do is go to that area.
I think Seamus McDonagh has to be praised for the patience he's shown in the fight.
Absolutely. Tonight he really is showing it.
I think what he has not accomplished is a variance of an attack. It's been strictly a headhunting job on his part. He has not gone to the body whatsoever. Gets the right hand in.
I don't know why both guys are standing there. They have to know this is a real close fight. And now Seamus McDonagh, all of a sudden that left eye is rapidly closing. I'm talking about as we're looking at it, it's shut.
Good straight right hand by McDonagh. Again a slip, no knockdown.
So we got Vince Hopper's right eye shutting and Seamus McDonagh's left eye closing.
Final seconds of round 9. Johnny Cullen steps in. And here comes the bell. N-swell utensil that they use on the eye. It should have been kept on the eye more, I think, Randy.
Yeah, you've got 60 seconds to work. You don't even have 60 seconds. You should keep it on there for every second you can. It's a very effective device. That's the one that Sugar Ray Leonard had applied to his left eye to save his fight against Tommy Hearns.
10th and final round. No knockdowns in this fight. Scorecard, who do you have ahead?
I've got Seamus McDonagh, 6 rounds to 3.
I've got the same score. It'll be interesting to see the scoring of the judges.
I think there's going to be some weird scores tonight.
Georgie Colon is one of the 3 judges tonight. He was the judge in the Reed-Hopper fight and scored it for Hopper 6-4.
You wonder how the vision is affected in the left eye of Seamus McDonagh. Can he see those right hands come?
Carol Castellano and Danny Whalen, the other judges tonight in this fight. Johnny Lobianco judged earlier. That left eye is really 3/4 shut right now for Seamus McDonagh.
I think Seamus McDonagh is going to plead for matchmaker Bobby Goodman to get him a slugger next time out. He's going to say,
so Randy, this is a good learning experience for
it really
Seamus
is.
McDonagh.
It's got to be frustrating, though, because he really does want to battle, but he's certainly shown that he has learned something from that peak fight. But still, I'm sure he wishes he had a guy walking at him.
Still no body shots. There were more body shots thrown in the first round of the LaPaglia-Jimerson fight than in this entire bout. Good straight right hand landing by Seamus McDonagh.
Hopper letting it all hang out here, leaning into the shots with bad intentions, as he has not done since the opening bell.
Second time Vince Hopper has been 10 rounds in his 20-fight career. And Seamus McDonagh in his 15th fight going 10 for the second time. Big left hook, rocks Hopper. Back on his heels, he stays up. McDonagh going in with a chance for a knockout, but that's it, no chance. Excuse me, the time had run out. It would not have been a chance for a knockout had Hopper gone down. It was in the final 10 seconds of the fight. A big left hook, putting the finishing touches on the fight.
Friends, I concur. What do you say? Let's do it one more time.
And that last flurry might have carried the round for Seamus McDonagh. Back to our fight night poll. July 31st, Buddy McGirt and Howard Davis for the IBF Junior Welterweight Championship. And the fans, by a better than 2-to-1 margin, say Buddy McGirt will win his first title defense. Howard Davis, one more chance. Third title shot he's had in his pro career. Had one in 1980, one in 1984, and now one in 1988.
Every 4 years something happens with him. Gold medal in 76, then the title shots in 80 and 84. Now 4 years later, he's at it again.
Seamus McDonagh finishing with the big left hook that he's been trying to land throughout the fight.
He finally put it through, and Hopper stayed on his feet. When he's had to come up with the chin, when he's had to come up and just stand there, he's done it. He did it against McDonagh tonight on 2 occasions. He did it against Chris Reed a few months ago. What a tough guy.
Okay.
And another look, you're going to see McDonagh coming in, loading up on the hook, trying to measure his man. The right hand of Hopper is down. You're going to notice McDonagh just getting that room, then launching the left hook, but not being able to put anything together after that.
My scorecard says 7-3. Yours?
Same thing, 7-3.
All right, let's see what the judges say. To Ed Darian for the official announcement.
Ladies and gentlemen, the scoring by rounds as follows. Judge Georgie Colon observed the fight at 8-2. Judge Danny Whalen, he scored it 7-3. And Judge Carol Castellano, she watched the fight at 6-4. For the winner by unanimous decision, Seamus McDonagh.
Seamus McDonagh has bounced back from his first professional defeat 2 months ago by winning a unanimous decision. A steady but unspectacular fight by Seamus McDonagh, but he showed tremendous patience. Stayed with the movement of Vince Hopper. Hopper disappointed. Seamus McDonagh pleased and satisfied with a victory. We'll be back with more Fight Night at the Felt Forum in a moment. In the heavyweight division, he last won on June 27th, and he'll take on a man from Brazil, the South American strongman, Manuel de Almeida. Ronaldo Snipes also on the card that night, and Chris Reed. Return should be a good card. And then July 31st, Sunday afternoon, July 31st.